Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SD Best Friends. SD, what does that stand for? I don't know. Could be Schmoedown, could be standard definition, standard deviation, super dope. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Anyways, I have some great best friends on the show tonight, and I'm going to start alphabetically by first name, and we're going to go with the one, the only Andrew Ghai.
Ben.
Welcome. Welcome.
Right. Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going?
It was close. If I had gone with Drew, then yes, Ben would have been first. But man,
I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out here in my Wisconsin home. You know, I'm hunkered down. Yeah, it's mostly it was built in 1960 by General Custer. You know, it's a piano.
Like 1960 by Custer?
Yeah, by General Custer, the General Custer in the 60s. So anyway, I'm really excited to be here, and this is actually a real monitor.
Mm-hmm.
An old school CRT monitor that's been hollowed out and turned into a fish tank.
Oh, kind of reminds me of that episode of Home Improvement where they turn the piano into a fish tank. Anyways, don't know if anyone remembers that.
No. What did I do? No, nothing. All right. Anyway, so.
All right. Also, welcoming to the show, you know him and love him, Derek Gunner, also known as Ben Bateman. Hello. How are you?
Nice apartment.
Yeah, it's I had to sell my home and my piano to with the times being as hard as they are.
I own 51% of Action Industries, and this is why.
Well, there you go.
Wait, what's the name? Tell me what the name's all about.
I've been aggressively making deals while you've been sleeping. How does that make you feel?
I've been sleeping on this couch.
Why the couch? Why not in another room?
Yeah,
it's actually made out of
Egyptian cotton.
Lambda wool.
All right. Also coming to the show, Mark Reilly. Good to see you, Mark.
You're all a bunch of assholes. I love this.
Well,
hi, everybody.
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, so good. Oh, it couldn't be better in the pandemic of dreams here.
Pandemic
how are you?
Of dreams.
Yeah, how are you, Miss Movies? Thanks for having me.
Great. You know? Oh, thanks for being on. I'm really excited because it's a full house tonight, and that full house is about to get fuller with
no way.
I don't even know what's going on. When I click this button, I have no idea what I'm going to see, and that is Tom Dagnino.
I'm sure the shirt.
Wow.
What's up, people?
Are you underground?
What up, yeah, I'm in a bunker. Where are you at Elton John's house?
I actually am. Oh, I missed you. How are you, man?
Yeah, piano in the back. Shit, dude, that's a beautiful spot. I need to invite over there, dude. That's a good.
Is your light just the light from the computer, Tom? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm in a bunker in Germany.
Okay.
How did you get to Germany?
I drove.
He drove. I knew it. I was going to say you took the train or you drove.
I was going to say, welcome everyone. Pennywise from the sewer.
Yeah.
I got
hand sanitizer under here.
I was expecting a poor internet connection and no shirt. Well,
yeah,
I didn't get either.
I've kept up all kinds of games here.
Hello, Janine.
This is
good to see you.
Everybody looks
Hi,
great.
Janine.
When's the last time we all saw each other?
Ridiculous.
Dude, it's been. I saw Reilly the other day.
Last time we were in studio?
Yeah.
No, I saw Reilly the other day. I went to Makuga's to make a trade for a jacket that he had, and we sat.
Do you mind me asking what you traded?
Yeah, what'd you trade?
Yeah, he had a Gucci jacket, and he sends me this picture, and he's like, dude, my wife used to work for Piven, right? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, I got this, this blazer. It's like leather and suede, and it's Gucci from the Tom Ford era. He's like, what do you think it goes for? I go, my honest expertise opinion, probably like $4,000, And he's like, I'll give it to you for $100. I go,
holy shit.
Within 2 seconds, I already Venmo'd him the $100, so he couldn't say no. I'm talking he's like, dude, you already sent me $100. I'm like, yeah, 100%. That's I'll be out in 15 minutes.
That's a handshake.
I didn't want him to change his mind. He was like,
I don't understand. Why would he? After you tell him that, why would he then sell it to you?
No, he knew how much. He knew what it's sort of kind of like. Because why wouldn't he? He
knows that Tom has a standard 40 times jack up when he talks about the value of things he owns.
Oh,
he immediately did the math. And was like, all right, this is about $100. I can.
I'm going to make 30 off of this.
It's probably about. Yeah, exactly. No, it's a beautiful jacket.
I want to see it.
It's not my total.
It's gorgeous. He made the deal, and that's how we saw each other.
I called Reilly. Yeah, McCougar's like 3 blocks away, and
we stood across the street and modeled it.
Yeah, knocked it out. It was pretty great. And then I've been trying to actively sell it on eBay for like the last week and a half. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I actually like it. I'll wear it, but it won't be worn anytime.
Yeah.
So I'm just wearing shit in my house and hanging out, but mostly wearing nothing.
What do you got? What do you got in the jar there?
Actually, I've been off drinking since last Sunday, which we went bananas on Reilly's stream. This is just club soda, lime, and cranberry juice. But I will have a beer in a little bit. After 4 days of doing nothing, I needed it. My body was saying, like, please, Tom, stop this.
I mean, Gucci, if you're going to maintain 2% body fat like you do, I feel like you need to be careful how much you drink. So
yeah. But I moved on to tequila and soda, and no beer and no wine. So we were just doing tequila sodas the whole night. I think it was a wild night. We got on Reilly's stream like around 12:30 at night. It got really crazy.
12:30.
So my diet of cookies and wine right now, however, are keeping me svelte, sane, and fit.
That's what you got to do. You really got to do that. But I mean, how you guys been? Where are you laid up, guy? Where the hell are you at?
I'm
Elton John's house, didn't you hear?
Just hanging out here with Elton. Look, man, I'll be honest. I'm not doing so well. I'm living outside. I'm living out. This is just a whole thing. This is a whole thing going on. I'm a faker. No, I'm doing good, man. I'm in Santa Monica. I'm like, I'm right by where I used to work.
That shit looked real though. I was like, damn.
I know, right? God, sweet.
I didn't want to say when I got into the room, I went, did you go somewhere else? I don't know.
You could not afford anything that looks that nice.
And then I went,
Santa Monica, that's like $20 million.
You're in space now.
I did this because of Ben Goddard's stream for talking about Interstellar, and then I've just been playing around with it just because what the hell else am I going to do? You know, I'm just
you got that background, that perfect wall background that is painted.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at technology, so I just I got a bike and I put it behind me. That's my thing.
There you
Whenever
go.
Ben gets a new, he just like hangs it up on the wall behind him.
Yeah, Bateman's place looks like Seinfeld's place, and then Reilly is. You at your mom's?
I went to mom's.
How'd you know? Wait,
I don't remember.
You're definitely.
Yeah, so I'm living with my mother right now, everybody. So live on YouTube, right? Good. I'm so glad.
Are you finished with the place in Hollywood?
No. We're still there. No, my fuck it. My mother, the dog ran through the screen door. And so we came down to help her run some errands and socially distance. She's upstairs in her room. We're down on the other side of the house, helping her out right now.
Were you at the Huntington Beach gathering today?
That was me. That was the guy. I was the one that put them all together.
Yeah,
they're all
good job.
They're all a bunch of dummies. I know. I didn't want to go to Orange County because of the dummies in Huntington Beach right now. Where I'm like, please. And so, Newsom already closed the beaches. So good job, everyone.
Dude, I walked by. I was just out on a run, and like 2 blocks away, there was just a yard party going on in someone's front lawn with like 20 people.
Yeah,
people
are trying to rebel, dude. It's not gonna. This is getting crazy.
Yeah,
people are getting too much. People need to see bars. People need to see, asses, and people need to see stuff. It's just not going to really. It's really not going to work.
They do, yeah.
It's the guys, and it's just not going to work anymore. Girls, I'm sure.
Mine's getting bigger and bigger every day. So I've been seeing a lot of asses, man. Both of mine.
The pandemic. It's like the freshman 15. What's the pandemic?
Pandemic 20.
I got
COVID-19.
At least the pandemic
19. 19.
COVID-19.
The pandemic. I dropped 10 pounds, bro. I'm telling you, I'm using this as an opportunity. I'm doing things I've never done before, like read books,
learning to read.
What book are you reading?
I just finished The Alchemist. Then I just finished.
Really?
My favorite book. I can't believe you read that.
Really? You know what that book is?
I can't believe it. He told legit. When he came over the other week, he told me he just finished. And I went,
Orwell's 1984.
That is one of my favorite books.
Yeah, I just traded the Anarchist Cookbook to some left winger.
Will you go grab some?
That's what you traded McCougar for the jacket, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do want to say thank you to Danny Coast, who
bag.
says, hi, good evening. Awesome group today. Yes, it is an awesome group today. I agree. We have one other super chat somewhere. I'm going to find it.
We don't want to do this to you, Brienne, but here's the thing: is we screwed up his name for I think 5 years.
Is it Cost?
It's Cost.
He's a general in the Action Army.
Danny Cost.
He deserves a salute. He deserves our respect. And I still make the mistake sometimes.
Call him Danny Coast. I think we did it last week, even though he's told us at least 5 times.
But I've done better.
Cost. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me know. Randall Sands put in a chat last week, and I missed it. And so I wanted to say, hey, Randall, sorry that I did that. I don't know how that happened. Also, Rats and King, a little fundraiser for Ben to watch Excalibur. Don't know what that's about. You're going to tell me about that in just a minute.
Got it.
Excalibur.
Let's see. Paul Denuzzo.
Oh,
the amazing crew here today. PLD. This looks like a crew setting up for a heist.
Yeah, let's do a heist.
We can do that.
Movie Fanobi says, Miss Movies, happy Friday. Left you a message with Janine. What's up, Reilly? Good luck wrangling Dagnino. LOL. Duet on guitar with Bateman. Is Andrew Ghai too pretty for Burger King? Guess not. I don't know any of what's happening right now.
That's correct.
I'm not.
You're not too pretty for it?
I'm not too pretty for it.
Jen Sturger's in the chat. Hey, Jen.
What's up, Jen?
Yes. I saw Jen. Yes, Tom, your books, the pictures, they're good picture books. Correct?
Oh, these are fantastic picture books.
Correct.
They're the best picture books around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've been, like I said, using this as an opportunity to be a better person is what a lot of people should be doing, but a lot of people aren't doing.
So, Tom, what have you been doing?
Yeah,
because I bought a house. So
wait, I know. Clearly, working out, making money, and not spending it in outrageous circles. No, I've actually not touched any of the money I made through my walkie business, but also going through a lot of preparing for when this ends, whenever that is, to jump right back into it full force.
Yeah.
Come out of it. I haven't shaved my beard in like 5 months.
It's a strong look.
It looks incredible.
You look good, dude.
It does. It does look good.
It's luxurious. And then, but it's not just that, but getting myself in the best shape of my life. Like I said,
are you really in the best shape of your life right now? Are you like really getting there right now?
Every time I talk to Gucci, every time he always has the same line. Like this is pretty much how it goes. He's like, get out beer for about 10, 12 days. Really, it's just really slim down what I'm doing. I'm feeling tight. I'm feeling good. Eating clean, and it's crazy. It's crazy when you cut out the beer, what it does. And I'm like, oh yeah, man, that makes a big difference. Like, yeah, I've been off beer for about 10, 12 days. It's a vodka soda, but that's about it. That's
like basically what we heard at the beginning of this conversation.
I've had that conversation with Gucci in San Diego. I've had it in the studio. I've had it
it's positive reinforcement.
I've had it with him a handful of times.
Well, if you believe it, then it comes. If you build it, it'll come. Oh yeah.
Is that where we are now? Where are we now?
No, this is just my bathroom. This is my bathroom.
Your aura.
Very nice. Very nice.
I bring the fish tank with me everywhere I go.
Can you guys help me with this name?
It's Partis Jess Dawson.
Yeah.
Thank you. He says, what an awesome panel tonight.
Jesus.
Thank you.
General Jesse Dawson.
General Jesse Dawson. Salute.
Oh, he got upped.
He's
you guys actually have little plaques and stuff, like little kind of metal.
We've talked about membership cards actually. It's one of the ideas that we wanted to do. We wanted to make like country club cards that we'd like a number and a stripe and send them out. We still might actually. We have the merch store has been open for 3 months, and that's like maybe a later item, but we're working on it.
You know that Brienne that Jen is just very jealous that she's not here to enjoy.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good comment, though.
I mean, I should just send her the link.
Yeah, she could join up.
No,
Jen, you gonna join? What?
That's not a sausage party.
A sausage party is no chicks. There's a chick here.
Whoa.
That's true.
It's the host of the show there.
There is
the host
one.
of the show we're talking about.
She's
yeah.
This is everything I imagined it would be. So let's go.
I know.
Exactly.
I really. Is it? Can I? Excuse my. I just need to go check on something. I heard
Go do that.
Yeah,
Go
it's
check.
something weird. It's this room. It really picks up sound, even though it's concrete. I'll be right back.
I was going to say.
I'll remove you,
guys.
and you can come back when you are ready.
So when this all happened, there was this one day I was thinking to myself, okay, so there's a few things everybody needs, and how can I, if I really had the resources, how can I kind of assemble them to bring those things to people and create a business? And I was like, that's exactly what Gucci's thinking. I was like, that's 100% where his brain is. I know that's what he's thinking.
No question.
I was like, no question. I'm going to look up on Facebook and I'm going to see Gucci advertising that he's wrangled an entire stable of hairdressers and he's sending verified hairdressers around Los Angeles and he's taking a cut. I assumed that was something that I would have seen already pop up, Gooch. I'm surprised you didn't do it. It feels very much on brand for you. Like, really high-end hairdressers, one that work at like Beverly Hills salons, and you were going to kind of create the service. I'm actually kind of disappointed you haven't done that yet. So
I probably should have.
I need
How
a
are
haircut,
they cutting
dude.
the hair from a
Can we get some help, please?
I mean, I just shaved mine off. Mine's gone. So.
no, they'd bring like a whole kit, right? They'd come in basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Gloves.
The hazmat suit.
That's kind of the whole.
They cut it through the mail slot. You're just getting it through there.
I mean, I know one guy who does it, and I mean, there's a couple of barbershops over here that you can go through the back door and get your hair cut. They do it. It's on Victory. I mean, I should have done that. I'm starting a sanitization company, so with my buddy, and we're going to try to get the contracts for every single production in Hollywood. And then, whether it's like real estate people, when people have to show real estate houses and things, everything has to be sanitized now, regardless if we get a vaccine for this fucking stupid shit. But I mean, either way you slice it, I think the new way of life will be masks and gloves when you're walking on the movie sets, regular sets. I had a big conversation with these producers the other day about going forward, like I said, to where, there's temperatures at the door, no questions asked, digital temperatures at the door before you go.
That's like what they're doing. That's like what they're doing in hospitals right now.
Right, they're going to take that format. Exactly. But I mean, the thing is, it's like, I got to deal with the walkies here. I got to make sure they're clean. I got these like new lights. I mean, I got to spend a lot of money just to get them things back in order to a point where people feel like touching them because they're on them all the time. So it is what it is. But I mean, going forward, we're all on movie sets and we've all done things. Even when, the Schmoedown comes back, same thing. I guarantee that, we're not a lot of people are going to be allowed into the room. You come in there and knock it out.
I kind of am okay with that. But that's just me.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, but you got to get to a point where, when does this end? I don't know. I'm thinking 2021 probably. Nah, they're gonna expand this date. No,
they're not gonna go to phase 2 till August.
Drew,
oh my god, are you guys talking about invading the moon? Oh my god. Okay, I'm thinking for sure September or October. And wait, what are we talking about?
Drew,
Ferris says, "Good luck, Brienne. You got your hands full." #action.
Big time salute to Ferris.
Yeah.
Where
Ferris,
Ferris,
my friend.
Ferris tomorrow night at 5 p.m. is going to be on the Action Industry show, the greatest movie ever made. Drew and I are now doing every single Saturday. Tomorrow we're covering Mad Max Fury Road. And Ferris, because we get 2 generals every single episode come on the show. Ferris is one of the 2 generals who's calling in on the show tomorrow to talk about that movie. So Ferris, Ferris, I know I haven't confirmed you yet, but you're getting an email after the show.
Guess what?
Guess what?
What time is that again?
5 p.m.
Nice.
Greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, but it's 6 Central.
I love the thumbnail you guys do for that because it's very Greatest Showman, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
PLD says, from Jen, Brienne, do you need me to bring you a veggie plate for this sausage party?
Oh, yes.
Thank you for putting that in.
What's a veggie plate? Is that what's that a term for?
Is it a reference or is it a
a reference for something?
A literal plate of carrots?
Yeah, there's something that can go with that. I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think I know what it means.
Jen, bring us a veggie plate and show us.
Jake Yakavetta, for Tom, rock stars, MF, and oil of oregano ain't a thing. What's oil of oregano?
Can you just
go? It's something I take every day to.
Something you take every day.
Yeah.
Brienne, can you go down to Jake correcting Andrew on the time? Because that's my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Oh man, I don't know if I can find it.
It says no. It's 7 Central. You fuck is actually.
There we go.
What it says.
Yakavetta doesn't mince words. Let's just put it that way.
About Central.
5-star General Yakavetta.
Yeah. There's such thing as Central Time Zone.
No,
We all
no,
know
no.
Central Time's the one time no one cares about. It's
That's
Pacific
exactly.
and Eastern.
Yeah, nobody cares. They get to
Yeah, you set your watches to
time.
Pacific and Eastern. The Central Time guys. Yeah,
I didn't
better.
call it
Come
the
on.
greatest movie ever made. I said it's the greatest action movie ever made, and I still might stand behind that. I mean,
Thank you, AJ.
the
Fury
practical-
Road.
Yeah,
JT thinks that too.
Yeah.
Mark
That's
Rice.
the thing, I'm surprised that Gucci still has a shirt on.
I'm not going to do the well actually either.
1977.
I'm too tired. It's I don't know. It's Contagion or something. I think that's fine. That's the best movie of all time.
It's a great movie. So Rats and King here with this super chat. I feel
Yeah.
we'd be remiss to not give him his due. He donated $2 earlier to say $2 for me to watch Excalibur. It actually inspired me to tell a brief anecdote that I think is fair. So I've never seen the movie Excalibur. Ratson loves the movie Excalibur, and I said it was bad, even though I've never seen it. And
well played.
So you guys asked me, why is my name Derek Gunner? That's a thing that's on the screen tonight. And so the story is that my brother went to college with these guys that really wanted to be hair metal rockers, and they had this band called Excalibur, the Gods of Rock, and they would like do coke and go to the gym in wigs and like lift and talk in British accents really loudly, and like they had like a ridiculous band. And my brother, being 9 years older, I thought he was the coolest thing in the world, so I thought he was serious when he said how
I
awesome
thought
these
Coke
guys
was
were.
the coolest thing in the world.
I was like, Excalibur, the Gods of Rock. I was like, this is so awesome. So when I was like 13, 14, I grew my hair out. I had like all these sweet aliases in high school, like Bobby Blastar with 2 R's.
I gotta hold on. Who called them sweet?
I said,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just had to check.
Bobby Blastoff? What was it?
that was the first one.
Bobby
That is
Blaster. That's like
Trust
a
me.
12-year-old
Like Jimmy Neutron.
name.
They get better.
Yeah.
They get better. So next up was T-Guns, Tommy Guns with 2 Z's.
Guns, yes.
Didn't get better.
That lasted for a year, and then Benjamin Lawless was the one that I finished with, and I wore
Benjamin
sunglasses, and I signed all my papers in high school. Benjamin Lawless. I wouldn't ever acknowledge another name, but I remember my photography teacher in high school was like, "You should call yourself Derek Gunner. It's a sweet name. Trust me, it's really good." And I was like, "That's pretty cool. I mean, Derek Gunner is really sweet." And he was like, "Trust me, dude, that's the name." And I didn't ever go for it, but I did have a band called Gunner when I was 16 because I thought it was so cool. And so forever, that's always kind of been my super secret alias. Anyway, that was my long-winded story.
Oh my
Are you
God.
doing a goddamn
Let me tell you,
plank
Ben,
right now?
All those names.
Are you planking right now?
Every single one of those names
Hey,
are
Jen.
hardcore porn names.
Wait, what happened with that? Like she went like the ring.
all
She
porn
was like,
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Can we make her screen larger?
this?
I want to.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay.
I have no makeup on. I was just trolling
What are
you
you
guys.
planking?
She's planking.
No, I'm working out.
And your
I'm
form
like
looks
doing like an actual workout right now.
Oh wow, that's hot. Good.
Okay. So you're I get it. I see it. So you're working out
That's
and you're
not-
talking shit
Jesus Christ.
about
No,
four-
I literally meant a veggie plate, Tom.
Oh, you did?
It was not like a sexual innuendo thing. I literally meant a veggie plate.
Oh, because when we go to bars, we're like, hey, look at that veggie plate over there.
look at that veggie plate over there.
Yeah.
That's never a thing that's happened, Tom. I've never
It's a
heard
camel.
it a single time. You're
I know
making
it's
that
a
up.
camel toe, so it's another.
Ben, we always say that when you go to the bathroom, man. I'll be honest.
That's
it's
not
one of the
another
things that
word
we
for
say.
camel toe.
It is where I'm from. It is.
What is this?
Where are you from?
The streets.
Yeah, where are you?
The streets.
Tom
Okay,
has
where are
the
you from
same-
today?
Tom
he's
has
I'm
the
in my
same
house.
Germany. He said it.
origin story as like Gonzo from Muppets. Like no one knows. No one
True.
fucking
True.
knows where you come from.
It's true. The truth. I have a little less history, a lot more
Perfect.
mystery. You know my motto.
I did want to get to Kaylee Vaughn's super chat, which says, "Greetings from South Carolina, where we scored an F on social distancing." Shaking my head. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. I didn't know we were getting graded.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't,
Rated?
I didn't
I mean,
realize
I feel.
that.
I mean, I
got
heard
like a
that LA got like an
C,
A.
I think.
Really? I thought
Yeah, we got an
were-
A plus.
We got like an A plus.
No, we didn't.
No,
Yeah,
we
we did. We
did.
got an A plus. Over
Maybe
here,
it was
we
Santa
What?
Monica.
Over
Maybe it was
here,
Santa
we probably
Monica.
did. But
I mean, LA, because I know there's
anyways,
like Huntington
I'm gonna go back
Beach
to
and New.
lurking. I just wanted to
you're-
say hi.
You just wanted to come. Wow.
Jen
I'm
doesn't
gonna
have
go back to
patience.
working
Wow,
out.
she
I
doesn't
can
need-
go
she
home
doesn't
and
need
work
to
on
finish
one
my
day.
story.
Okay,
Didn't even
bye.
care.
Bye.
She came in as Jessica.
Hey,
She
Brad
didn't- hold on,
Gilmore's in the
No one
chat.
tell her. No one tell her that she didn't
Take
leave.
me off the screen so I
No,
can
no,
work
don't take
out.
her off.
Okay,
Don't take her
fine,
off. Leave her on.
fine.
Leave her on. Put her back on.
AJ Lancaster says, "I'm still disappointed Gucci has his shirt on. That was a deal that I made with him." You must keep a shirt on.
Keep a shirt
yeah,
on,
she did. She said her kids are going to watch, and then the definition that's going around from like right here to my chest, the circular thing that I've been doing is just unprecedented.
Yeah, there's only so many gigs on the internet, so that's true.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I could use Derek Gunner as my new point.
Andrew, how's the meatpacking district going for you?
Is that a sexual innuendo, Ben?
I'm not sure. It looks like you're about to run to like a bunch of like trailers.
Is that what it is?
Meat lockers or something. What's going on there?
Yeah, what is that?
Like blood on the walls. That's more what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
looks like an old club I used to go to.
When you pack meat, you're usually killing animals.
Look,
so.
I'll be honest, guys. Don't worry about it. All right.
Okay. Brandon Buckingham says no one cares about Central
I'll be
Time.
honest right now.
Yeah.
Don't
I'll
worry.
tell you
Either
something.
Pacific
I'll tell
or
you
Eastern.
something. This room smells of iron.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, I think that. So we cut Jen off. She's finished.
She's gone.
Put her back
Yeah,
on.
I
I want to
can.
see. I want to see what she's doing with those bands because I guarantee you, she's not actually working out. The bands are just there as a prop.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's just sitting there watching the chat, talking trash.
Exactly.
I mean, your shipping containers are just there as a prop. Be honest. So is your piano.
Oh, you know what, Ben? Green doesn't look good on you.
Voila.
Crazy.
Jen is just as crazy as your post-game chats.
Brian, can I jump in with a question here? Because
Sure.
I feel
Please
I
do.
feel-
Please do.
Right now?
Drew, you're just gonna have to sit this one out. This is an exchange question.
Okay.
Gucci, how excited are you for the day we come back and get to take on the founding fathers? Straight up.
Oh man. I
Oh.
mean,
I love this.
You know, we're all patiently waiting, to get back into this thing.
To win,
Everybody's still
that's all
ready to
it
rock. It's going to be
I
a
wouldn't
very
say
interesting
patiently
thing.
waiting. That's
Well,
like
yeah.
that's not how I'd say it.
You're not patiently waiting.
Impatiently waiting. That's what I would say.
No. See, you got the wrong idea.
I'm not saying that I'm feeling this way. I'm saying that there are people that are not patiently waiting
Oh, okay.
in
Hold on.
general.
Hey, babe, can you bring me a Cali Creamer?
There's a dog statue.
Oh,
over
Cali
like
Creamer.
change.
You think Cali
So
Creamer?
I thought I heard
I
Yeah,
put
right now, it's my first beer. in
keepsakes
5
from
days.
my mother's home
I
in
love
front of my
Cali Creamer.
camera.
Oh, dude, they're the best. They're the best. I've been
Is it a
doing pretty
pine
well
cone?
on.
It's a pine cone. Yeah, my mother has a big like what is
Riley,
that?
this
That's
isn't a
big
good
book.
look, man.
That looks like a
Isn't
fake. That's a fake pine
You're
cone,
holding
man.
the pine cone,
not
talking
even a real
about your
pine cone.
mother.
Yeah. No, man. No. Listen, the pandemic, we all do crazy things, guys. If anybody needs pine cones, though, there's a big bowl of them over here.
Oh, okay.
Good to
So
know.
I have to ask you, what has anyone ever actually needed a pine cone for? Because maybe I don't know. Maybe
to
I
make
don't know.
like a bird feeder where you put peanut butter on it and bird seed.
No,
Yep.
apparently
Like
it
a
was all the
church.
rage.
We do
It
that.
was all the rage and decoration from at least 1975 till now. So the pine cone,
To make a wreath.
a
definitely.
wreath, anything. What is going on?
There
right
is
now?
wine being served to
Oh.
Riley as we speak. I mean, it's literally
I know.
happening.
I just
without
got handed
his
a Cali
hands.
Creamer as
This
well.
is quite amazing.
No. Right now, I have you all screwing with me. I have my fiance screwing with me. So it's a jamboree.
Riley, you're talking about pine cones, okay? So I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like
No.
Yeah.
So I have this.
yourself.
No, do you want?
Back
No,
on
I'm
target.
serious. A bowl
you-
of pine cones
We're
near
gonna
the
talk about
fire.
plugs, $7.99. All right,
It feels like home. You light that fire. There's pine cones.
Yeah, but pine cones are poisonous.
What are you
How
talking
much have
about?
you had to drink already? Is my
Yeah,
question.
Strong,
Me?
strong.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going on to what is this now?
What is this, bottle number 5?
Here we go.
So
How does your guys' hair look? Oh, sorry, Rick.
on this show, we sometimes
I'm
talk about
bald.
the Schmoedown. What I wanted
Do
to
it.
talk about this week's match, but don't know if any of you watched it.
I mean,
It's
I'll
the
be-
Wicked versus
I'll-
Rogue 2.
I'll be 100% honest. If
Yes.
I gun to my head, I'd say Ben was the only person that watched it out of the 4 of us that are your guests.
What was the
Let's
match?
find out.
Yep. See,
The Wicked versus Rogue 2. Maybe you were in
way.
studio.
That's a
Nobody's
Schmoedown?
got questions.
That was a Schmoedown match?
Yes.
Oh.
so I'm gonna be 100% honest, and this
Yeah.
has happened so many times, and
Love the hair.
I'm almost proud of it because at this point, you know what? If I don't know who you are, that's your own fault. Who is Wicked and Rogue
Absolutely.
2? Who are these?
Same
people?
here. I have no
Jim
idea.
Davida and Jared Habon are the Wicked.
Oh,
I like
On
that.
Rockstar.
That's a good
Jared's a
team.
good guy.
That's a
Jared's
good team.
I like
And
that.
Liz Shannon Miller and Adam Hlavik are Rogue 2.
Oh,
So
that's
Hlavik
a good
And
had-
they're on
I mean,
swag.
Rogue 2 had to have won, right?
I'm going the Wicked. The Wicked
Really?
one. Yeah.
No, I think the Havlik one or Pavlik, whatever his name is.
Pavlicek.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just spoil it for you and say that Rogue 2 won
Whoa.
by a
Okay.
TKO. So
Wow.
there you go.
Wow.
They did.
There you go.
Wait, I was right? That's the one I said?
The one on Swag. The
Yeah.
one with
Oh, yeah.
Liz Shannon
With
Miller and Adam
and Adam.
Hlavik.
Yeah.
Swag's
Nice
pretty
win.
good. They got a pretty good squad, the Swag squad. They're not bad.
And the
Yeah, they're
Wicked,
doing pretty good in that rankings.
Nobody can touch us.
They're
We're
hot on your
all-
heels.
Nah, we're on a different planet.
Well,
We've orbited Earth already.
it's really who's there for second place. I get it.
Right.
The match was the match was interesting because I think of all the people in the match, the player that everybody was like, "Oh, how's it going to go?" was Vejvoda because he was, previously very good. I think everybody wanted him to be really great. He looked good.
Really good. Yeah.
He looked good in this
did he?
match. He didn't look great. He had a pretty weak first round. Jared had a really bad. But I think got 5 or 6. He missed a few easy things. They had a good round 2, but ultimately there was like one key steal in round 2. And yeah, I mean. I think realistically, it's just Liz Shannon Miller versus Jim Vejvoda that's the matchup. Like Haben and
Well, no, I mean, don't you feel like Hlavik knows exponentially more than Habon?
maybe
he does.
Hlavik is definitely
For sure.
an IG guy. He knows more for sure,
They're
but he's
both
not.
I feel
IG.
like if I'm Jared Habon, I like do exactly what you and I did when we came into the league, and I just have an obscene character because he's already like pretty like whatever you want to call that level of fame because I don't really know, but whatever level it is, it's a high-ish level of fame.
He's television famous for
But like,
sure.
why the hell not come in and just be like an obscene character? What if he came out with a peg leg and a pirate? I'd be so into that.
Yeah,
I'd watch that guy lose any match.
Yeah, characters are the way to go. I mean, especially look, we're dealing with the upper echelon of the Schmoedown, on this page right now. Possibly the best characters of all time, but not even far away from who we really are at times, which I think is great. Some people try a little too hard, and then they phase out or fuzz out, or whatever you want to call it.
You can try too hard as a
Fuzz
character and still like do because I feel like Lon is trying really hard as a character, but I love it so
good.
much.
I love
Yeah,
it.
It is great. It is
I
great.
think he's fantastic.
He's so good. I mean,
It's
he
one of the
doesn't
best
feel like a
new
try hard, but
this year for sure.
what's that?
It's one of the best new characters this year for sure.
Oh, dude, it's one of
Agreed.
the best new characters I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like
it's
that
like
turn is
top
It's,
shelf.
He's
And
the
then
best
Winston
right now.
just trying to play
It's
off of him and like be
Yeah.
who's like,
yeah. Like
okay,
his straight
I'm
man.
going to lead you through this.
Yeah.
I think Drew, to your point on Haben, you and I just did the action rewind on the Trek match, and that's like
Yeah.
the peak of Team Action's evil.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And really, like, because at that point we had nothing to lose. We didn't really know anybody. We kind of had no following yet. And you look at that.
Everyone already hated us, so we were like, "What? Yeah, like why not just go for the throat?"
And I look at Jared and I'm like, yeah, he's got in his mind probably he's got too much to lose because he's engaged, he's got this public personality, he's got a big social media following, and he thinks if he goes out there and he makes an ass of himself and he goes full tilt, like Iceman said, let's say we'll call it the duct tape tuck back. If he does that type of move and he goes for it and he loses like they did, I think it probably makes him feel embarrassed. And that's the hardest thing about the Schmoedown is that you really have to be willing to go out and swing for the fences, because if you don't, even the best case scenario, if you don't swing for the fences and you win in a commanding fashion, it's still not that good.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like Vejvoda is not a character guy. Vejvoda is like a top 90. He's like a top 85% knowledge guy. Like everybody knows.
He's going to sit. He's going to answer questions. He just wants to answer questions.
Right.
So if Jared comes in there, and look, he could even play it to his strengths. He's a Boston guy. He wants to wear the backwards hat, whatever. Like he could totally be like bro guy Boston. He doesn't get along with like conservative ass Vejvoda. That could be the character. He could do that if he wanted to. It's not that hard for him to do. I think he just sort of wanted to win, but he wasn't willing to make a little bit of an ass of himself. And I think that's a little bit of why the match feels like he didn't bring as much to the table. Because I think he knew he wasn't going to bring that much to the table as a knowledge guy. That's not his strength.
I agree with you. I think what happens is, upon drafting the Finstock Exchange, what we did here was draft people who already know the game. So there's not much teaching that needed to be done. There's a lot of these new managers. They're drafting, like Bateman was saying, these guys who are just like, oh yeah, am I playing something here today, or am I doing something?
Yeah.
And they have really they're just knowledge. They're not there for the the
they
theatrics.
walked in to be like, oh, we're
Right.
a team now, like
Right.
through the door, not talking to each other previously, like,
Right.
okay, we're gonna do this together. That's
exactly
rough.
No, of course, and I think that's what it is, and that's where when this league first started, there was a lot of those people. But now, if you can't play both sides of the fence, your career is going to be short lived, regardless.
I mean, I've just been a person now where, at this point, like, for some reason, when Ethan Irwin came into the league, I was so okay with him not having a character because I just loved him so much, and I was so impressed by his knowledge. He's the last person that's come into the league where I've been okay with just having knowledge and basically no character. Like, Irwin just comes out and he's just himself, but he's just such a lovable dude, and he's so knowledgeable that it's okay. But like, I aggressively and adamantly and like go out of my way to dislike people that come into our league without characters. I just like, I'm over it. I'm over it at this point. Like, I'm so
do something different.
I am so okay to just shit on you publicly if you come into the league and you just are, you're just like, I want to be a guy that knows about movies. Like, I don't care, even if it's just like the Barbarian and you come in and you're like kind of weird and you like just pet this thing, like sold,
at least you're doing something.
Fine, crushed, done,
absolutely,
committed,
not even a
dedicated, great trivia knowledge, good enough character. I will never say a bad thing about you. Other if you crash my interview, I'm obviously going to talk trash to you.
Of course.
I wish they would do things better.
Yes, but I love that. Whereas I look at other teams that come in or other people that come in and they have decent showings and they lose, I'm like, I don't care to see you ever again. I just don't. It doesn't help the show.
That's the thing. It doesn't. And like I said, this show is transcended.
I'm hearing some truth here. Yeah.
Beyond trivia. Like, it's not about just knowing trivia anymore. If you ain't like, because a lot of the managers are pissed off. They're like, oh, well, the reason why the FinStack Exchange has got so many points is they play every live show. Yeah, motherfucker. Guess why? Because we got the best guys on our squad, period.
The
they're
stars.
The best trivia guys, they're the best character guys, and they're the stars. That's it.
We also won some non-live shows. That helped.
And we win. And people want to see us walk down the aisle and have a good time. I mean, you're not going to put whoever mentioned, I'm not going to mention anybody's name, or, people, oh yeah, I'm going to throw this person against this person. Everybody's going to be like, who? They're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to throw the Wizard Warriors versus the Trophy whatevers. Nobody cares about that. And they ain't throwing 500
Yeah,
theaters.
but you also have to build up people too that are rookies. Like, you can't just expect them to be the next stars without like, I don't know, some kind of build up.
You don't throw them in a live event.
I think also, Tom, like, something that's really interesting for us to talk about is like the idea of trying and putting yourself into a gimmick and it not necessarily totally working is something that I think new players need to realize. If you guys go back and you watch my singles career from the time, I think when it started, like probably the Dale the Dude match through like Clark, like the 2018 little short run where I was like 2-2. So I come out with a boss briefcase a handful of times, which is like a cool gimmick. It's like fine enough. It's not that great, but it looks good. And I have the mirror I bring out, and it's got my headshot on the back of it, and I put it on the table, and I'm like, you need to look at my headshot while I look at myself in the mirror because I'm so arrogant. That's like my thing.
Right.
Sure.
And I, obviously when I started, I was big time, but I changed it to the boss. So nobody remembers that I was big time. Nobody really remembers the mirror. Nobody really gives a shit about the case.
Nope.
But that was all stuff I tried right along the way. And some of those matches I lost. Some of those matches coming out, I think I called it the Mirror of Genius. That was what the mirror was called. It was like supposed to be a gimmick. Right. I mean, I was like, oh, that's funny. If like I win, like maybe it'll work, but it didn't. And so I think what new players need to realize is that it's okay to go out there, say like, hey, I'm going to call myself this. I'm going to say this thing. I'm going to have this prop. If it doesn't fly, it doesn't work, you move on from it. People usually don't remember.
Yeah. This is the problem is that people go out there and they say things and in their mind and like this is almost going to become like an acting lesson, which is absurd because that's not what I want to do here. But like, look, when you go out there and you're a character, you can't look at it like Tom playing a character that makes bad decisions that Tom judges, right? When you go out there, Ben the boss comes out there with his stupid mirror, but no, Ben the boss or big time Ben Bateman thinks that's the coolest mirror in the world.
Exactly.
Everything you do is the best thing that you can do. And that's what people have to go in there and understand. And also this is like an incredibly cathartic thing that people don't understand. You can separate yourself from. That's why playing the bad guy was such a. Do you know how many times you want to like cuss out your boss or scream at someone in front of you at work or in traffic or like anything, right? So then you get to play a heel in a league where you're supposed to be celebrated for being a bad guy. I loved being a bad guy because I could go out there and do things that I never could do in my real life.
Exactly.
If people judge me,
just get rid of that filter. That's all you have to do. Get rid of that filter.
Completely get rid of your filter. And then if anyone ever says anything to you, go, cool. That's not me. That's my character. That's it. And
so do you find there's a problem though that your real name is being used? Like
no,
because that can be hard for people.
Don't care. It shouldn't be, because here's the thing: if you're a fan of the show, or if you're someone that's going to hire me for a job, I don't want to work for you if you don't understand what I'm doing. I don't want to get a job at a company if you can't respect the work that goes into being a bad guy on a show like this. People, if you're going to hire me, then I want you to know that it's hard to be hated and it's hard to continue to do your job when you're hated. Like that's the person I want to work for. And you know why I want my name on there? Because that's my fucking work. That's me doing my job, being an actor, putting on a show, entertaining hundreds of people, selling out crowds. It's not, that's why when people do what I do in esports and they have like their name is like, you know, like Shock Tag or something like that. You're like, no.
It's their handle, yeah?
Yeah, it's their handle. No. Everything I do is my name because that's who I am. Like, anyway.
I think
you don't want to be Drew Dog.
Let me say something here. I think to say what Ben was saying as he came in as that guy with the mirror and things like that, there's a lot of old wrestlers who would come in as somebody and it didn't really work. You know, and then they would come in as a different character, reinvent themselves, and it would work.
Right.
So it's like, you know, you look at somebody like, I don't know, adorable Adrian Adonis. He was already, when he came in, he was like Adrian Adonis, something else, and he played like a gangster or whatever. Then he was adorable Adrian Adonis. Then he became the Brooklyn Brawler. He was better as the Brooklyn Brawler than adorable Adrian
You got to
Adonis.
try it on. It's like,
right, of course. So
trying on clothes.
Yeah,
exactly. Same kind of thing, like what works.
Right, of course.
What's going to hit?
Ben found it what works for him. You know, there's a lot of people. I mean, Lon, I think, is the only. I mean, I've changed a bunch of times. I was Finstock. I'm this guy. Whatever the case may be. But it's like that's just I was banned from the show for some. You know, for obviously.
Yes, we don't talk about those things.
But, yeah, but we don't want to talk about
That's the best of us, you know.
Because they really couldn't put a bunch of things that were happening on the regular Schmo show into the Schmoedown because there's a lot of interesting storylines and Instagram models and other things like that couldn't be done anymore. But that being said, I think once you find you find who your character is and you rock it, you know, and that's pretty much it. Now, some people can come in as the same character and run it through, like Outlaw, same thing.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't make a difference, you know, he was a heel and he was, you know, a good guy or whatever, but he's still the Outlaw. So he didn't change his character; he just changed his personality.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of things, you know, a lot of ways people do things too. Like Lon, he was the professor. He was fantastic as that. Yeah. And now he's the dirtbag or whatever they call him. The dirtbag. Nobody's good at it because he's a good actor. So that's all that matters. And, you know, he's willing to play.
I never thought Lon was as good of an actor as he is, but
he's phenomenal.
Incredible.
Yeah,
I got to stop really quick and just say I love you, Rachel Cushing. You're so great. Whatever you're saying in the chat is always so amazing. But I
need to get to all these super chats. I don't even see anyone new in the chat.
But Rachel,
Rachel's in the chat.
There's
She's
a lot.
In the chat. She's been watching.
Sex Wedge says, love everyone here. Ratson King says, I never forget, Ben. That being said, that was a great story. Not sure which story we're referring to.
He's talking about Excalibur, the Gods of Rock.
Ah, very good. Wiley Henry. Houston is in the central time zone. You remember Houston, right?
Nope, I believe I had a little bit of head trauma when I was there, and I don't remember much.
And a hefty amount of tequila.
Yeah.
Jake Rockabetta, son. You know, this is now an Action Army stream when Jessica comes on.
This is true.
Salute.
It's good to see Jessica.
I'm scrolling slowly so it doesn't like, oh no, it did it where it like jumps to the bottom, and now I have to scroll back up and find where I left off.
Who's running the show here?
It's really frustrating, and I'm sorry for everyone.
No, it's okay. You should see our stream. Ben and I have had so many technical difficulties lately. It's been incredible. I love not being in a produced studio where engineers and producers take care of this stuff. I love doing it on my own.
Isn't it great?
It's amazing.
PLD said, "Is Gucci still Team Guy?"
Gucci, you better watch your fucking mouth here. I don't know what you were talking about the other night. I don't know what you were talking about.
Whoa!
Can I tell you right now, Gucci, this is you out with your really, handsome wife, and you see your beautiful, stunning, attractive, charismatic, talented TKO Dan Murrell mistress, and your wife is like, "Who's prettier?" This is the moment.
It's literally just the meme of the guy looking over the shoulder and the girl being like,
yeah.
That fucking meme is. That's what's happening.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, look, I am grateful for him bringing the mask back to where it belonged, out of the moron's hands, Burnett. Like I said, anybody with a triple name shouldn't be allowed anywhere.
Tom, you don't have to do this, man. I already know what you're doing right now. It's fine. You got to take care of your guy.
Andrew, you let him speak his mind.
I already know. I already know.
Well, look,
you got to take care of your guy.
Riley, listen closely.
Like we said, what we were saying in the, when I got the mask back, it was something that I appreciate. It might end there. It might not. We'll see how it parlays. There's something. The season is short.
Ben, have you ever been on camera with Tom with his shirt off?
Because this is ridiculous. Tom, are you Team Bateman or Team Guy?
Benjamin, have you ever been on camera?
There's I thought they were saying, no, it's Team Bateman 100%. I told them a million times he's my favorite player there is.
I'll be honest. Sure, man. That sounds great.
He's my favorite player to watch.
Because here's the thing. I already know. And I've been in the scene with Tom without his shirt on.
Starting controversy the other day on Chill the Action. He was really trying to get at it. He was asking me who would win, Founding Fathers or who's the boss. I mean, look, there was a lot of stuff going on. Either way, Bateman, you know where my allegiance lies. I mean, where the Finstock Exchange.
I've heard you loud and clear,
we always will be.
Wait, why are you talking about the Founding Fathers playing Who's the Boss? That'll never happen. The Founding Fathers are
it's coming
exponentially better team than Who's the Boss is like, if we're talking S tier, A tier, B tier, and then C tier, Who's the Boss is probably around C+.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because Founding Fathers definitely has the all-time points record, right?
Go play your piano, you son of a bitch.
Ben,
you know what? Listen to me.
You lost to us.
Yeah. We sure did, Charlton Heston. Listen, you know what?
Who's the main character of this
that
movie?
Game again. That comes out on top over here, buddy.
What does that mean?
I just want to.
What happened? What does that mean?
Who's your teammate now, though? Who's your teammate, though?
You should play that game again. I mean, it would be Drew McQueenie, and we'd still beat you guys because here's the thing: Ben is not as good as Drew, and Mike, you've lost to me twice now. So that's all I'm saying.
Please, Jesus Christ, man. Gucci,
Look,
would you step in here with some stats, for God's sake?
Tom's like, I'm 7 beers this week.
I don't talk stats.
Just one. No, I don't talk stats.
Who has stats here? God damn it.
So I have 2 more super chats. One is Brandon Buckingham telling Bateman to get a better internet, and one is Larry Lease saying just a big hello to some awesome people.
Let me tell you something. I
made it. I made it.
The facts are we're atop.
Facts.
And we will be. And so whatever happens at the end of the year, I mean, look, you got a good, your manager shows up when he feels like it. And a bunch of other managers show up when they feel like it. If you ever watch a Finstock Exchange interview, post, pre, everything, the whole crew's there at all times. And now it's strategic while drafting. Who's going to be there?
Do they have
Who's
to do?
there every day?
Are you talking to me right now?
Well, I'm talking to the boy.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, look, man, I've always said Gucci and Guy need to be together. So you could keep doing, saying all this. I just think that you've got a lot of just bloated, wasted talent and energy on your roster. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's a ridiculous thing to say. You broke into that house. Get out of the house. You don't own that house. You broke it.
I specifically want to know.
This is not my home.
Take your pitch time. We just came off of a lot of wins here. You want to find your window here.
You came off a lot of wins. You're not talking about you because I know the last time you played as a team, you got your ass kicked by me.
Actually,
the last time we played as a team.
No, the time before
we
that.
beat the Odd Couple.
No, time before that. No, time before that.
That's what I'm talking about.
I want to
No,
jump in here with something because this came up the other day, and I think it's important for everybody to
I'm sorry, Ben. I can't hear you. I'm on Gargantua because I'm on Gargantua.
I got 6G at my house now.
You got 6G?
So
yeah.
God bless America. Where the
real
hell
over
are you right now? Are you in Stargate? That's what it looks like from here.
This got back in Croatia.
In the early,
Gargantua. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
In the early days of the Schmoedown, Reilly won the first title. Then he won it again, and he got to the championship match with Wolves of Steel, who's the boss, made it. Reilly obviously is...
Riley's even bored of this.
And my question to you is, when people talk about that all-time list, they talk about the top 3, the top 5. I feel like people sleep on Mark. I feel like they give him a lot of shit.
Absolutely do.
And I feel like what they say... Yeah, they say it's he played in the old era, whatever. Oh, Bateman's the A player.
Ben, you said that.
Said
you have said those things.
I've said before.
Shut up, Spader. Close your Stargate. Let him talk.
Okay, I think I know how to play the game better than Mark because I think that's my strength. But I've said many times,
Might be true.
Mark knows more than I do. Period. No question. He does. That is the truth of the matter. If you guys could hear us in the huddle, if you guys could hear us in matches, you would understand what he
back scratcher.
And when we beat the founding fathers, because we will,
we will.
Dan, our brother.
I can't wait to play him too. It's my dream match right now.
We're going to win. He's going to get the title, and you guys will recognize Mark Reilly because he deserves
right now. I feel like
because
you're running for office for something that's
so Drew over here talking.
It's gonna be sunshine and rainbows when the faction plays the faction.
The brilliant light that is Mark Reilly, Drew. You can't stand it.
Drew,
it's too radiant for your.
If you're going to bring up, Drew. If you're going to bring up a Saw background, change your screen top, please.
Wait,
why?
Who do you guys play next?
No, I told you. What did I say at the beginning of the show? I said my aquarium goes with me everywhere I go. So you got to respect that. All right. It was one of the few things that I said at the top of the show.
Before we were even on live,
I said the aquarium goes with me everywhere.
Saw here.
No.
So I was like,
oh my God. Perry Elways and Danny Glover
this.
Up there or something, man.
I'm telling you, man, the aquarium is the only thing that makes me feel safe in this room.
Okay.
So I'm asking, like,
I appreciate it.
Oh, I ran into a computer monitor. I couldn't get you because
who's the boss play next? Do we know?
Like a good team, like some like one of those like Shazam corruption, the family.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's corruption.
Who does Founding Fathers?
No,
play next?
corruption plays Founding Fathers.
Corruption's playing Founding Fathers again.
But like depending on the match,
we'll probably play Shazam. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Haven't you already played them? Yeah, before.
We never played Shazam.
We played Bibiani and Nost during the
Anarchy.
Right. And I beat Meyer and Bibiani as I led my title.
That's correct.
So therefore, you're going to win. I got it. Okay.
That's how it works in the Schmoedown.
Oh, yes.
That's how it works in the Think Docket.
Who do you guys think is going to win between? I don't know if you were in the studio for the match, but who do you think is going to win between Stacy versus Zipper, which is next week's match?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think it's impossible to call a match against Stacy. I think you just have to shit.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll either come out playing like a star or like shit the bed.
Riley, would you say that was your most frustrating loss ever?
Yeah. Well, and Guy.
Even more than Guy?
Both of them, yeah.
Which was worse?
I had just TKO'd the greatest of all time, so you losing to me is almost an honor.
I mean, some would call it that.
Okay.
Some would call it a bad day. I would say Stacey Howard because there was a lot of rust. I love you, Guy, but Jesus, I walked into that match like I hadn't played in a long time. I wish I could take it back.
Yeah, man.
Stacey Howard was
second singles match I've ever played, so I understand the feeling.
Stacey Howard.
He wasn't under my tutelage yet.
Very true. I didn't have Gucci there either. Stacey Howard was frustrating because my 5-point pull from the Stacey Howard match was my greatest pull of all time in all of Schmoedown history.
What was it again?
Yeah,
it's John Cleese and Rat Race. It was like a full-on.
Oh,
really?
Who was the billionaire who funds?
Yeah.
Who funds
I love Rat Race.
I've seen that movie
never seen
10 times. Dude.
Well, that's why it's good.
Never seen the movie. Never seen the movie. So you have to go. That was the moment where you have to go.
There's so many characters.
You have to go characters. You have to go date. You have to go when the year it came out. You have to go I was like, who around that time would do this? And I started going through Monty Python, and I went, John Cleese. I was between a lot of them. So that was frustrating because
we've all
Stacy pulled that 5-pointer afterwards, and I was like, son of a, because I had a bad second round. That was a bad second round for me. So
I was just thinking, when you say that, it's like we've all probably had our Hail Marys where we get an answer right that we have almost no business getting correct.
Right.
You know, like where you just say a name and it's like, what? No, no
I
way.
didn't know my 5-point answer against Clark. It was it was about characters, and it was like Jack Black plays this character in what film, you know? And I was like, I don't know, School of Rock.
Wow.
And it was right.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that happens. You know, I mean, that's like one of the greatest things about the Schmoedown, because it's like those guesses are still educated guesses. They're still Hail Marys, but they're still educated, right? You still
you have to.
The right actor that's popular enough or not popular enough or old enough, whatever it is in that time frame. So those are still great pulls. It's just crazy that you know I'm sure we've all had
you break it down to a point where you're like, all right, it only could be one of these 4 movies. I mean, you're not picking from like, you know, some random crazy pool of things. Especially if the question is kind of like directed properly. I mean, that thing with School of Rock, I mean, you know, Jack Black, what's he been in? Like 10 movies or something? 15 movies?
The way they described the character, though, I was like, well, it's either Orange County or it's School of Rock. And I've never heard Orange County asked about on the show before. So I was like, I'm going to guess School of Rock.
There's your answer.
So, yeah.
Nice call.
I think also like that's a good testament to sort of like, are you a player that wants to win or are you not? Because, you know, I mentioned we just did that Action Rewind episode on the Trek match. We went back and watched, and we're sitting there watching, and Inman gets asked this question, and it's like the final question for Trek to not get eliminated in a tournament match. And it's like, you know, what movie did Jennifer Lawrence win her Oscar for? And he's sitting there and he's like, I don't know. And he just gives up. And it's like, and I'm watching, and I'm like, if you were my teammate, I would fire you.
That's ridiculous.
I would fire you because you didn't say the name of a goddamn movie. Are you telling me you don't know the name of a movie she was in? Because, like, say American Hustle, say Silver Linings Playbook, say Joy, say
Winner's Bone.
And be wrong.
Nobody on the Think Stock Exchange will ever say, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just get it out.
You gotta
throw
go.
A haymaker. You know, a haymaker lands every once in a while. And if it lands, it's a knockout.
She hasn't been in that many movies. I was like watching it. I was just like, Hitman, and we mental warfare was too powerful. He had given up. He had given up completely.
Oh, he was finished once he walked in the door.
What was that against? Team Trek versus
Team Action.
Old you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a fun match. I remember that match. It was a great match.
Yeah, but that match was like some of you guys' matches back in the day were fucking real deal stuff. Where I'd have to tell Christian, like, you might need to separate these motherfuckers.
Inman was mad.
Yeah. He was like real mad.
He
was also mad when you crashed his acceptance.
Yeah, that was bad.
Real bad.
Because I came up to Inman after the match, and I like came up and I patted him on the shoulders. I was like, "Hey man, great match!" And he goes, "Don't fucking touch me." And then like 10 minutes later, he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, I just want to let you know that I thought the cameras were still rolling and it was just character stuff."
Nah.
And in my mind, I wanted to say the only reason I came up and congratulated you is because we all knew the cameras weren't rolling anymore. I didn't say anything, and I actually like Jason quite a bit.
He's a good guy.
But it's just like
these wins.
But that's not where the league has gone. You know, in a lot of ways, when it first started, a lot of people didn't know how to shit talk to a way where it wasn't really offending to anybody. Nobody really got it yet. You know, when I used to come on, when me and JT did the first Schmoedown, we started dressing and we were calling people losers and this, that, and the other thing. Some people didn't take it right, you know. So I was like, damn, we got to get to a point where, you know, it's a playing ground here, because I've almost had to pull a couple of people apart because they go overboard on the insults. You know, you start talking personally, you start doing things like that. I personally have never said anything about anybody in a way where they would get pissed off at me and be like, yeah, I'm going to go sit back and fucking fight Gucci outside. I mean, that's never been a thing, you know, but it's like, I've seen this actually happen with a lot of people. I mean,
I remember you telling me after like the LA Comic-Con convention when we had like a Schmoedown panel there that you were like, after that, I didn't know if you like were doing a character or if you were just like, this is who you are. And I was like, oh yeah, I was a little. That was a little ridiculous there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
when I threw Mike Kalinowski under the bus, just like you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
No, of course. Some of the things I'm like, man, some people are really real here. And Christian has talked about it. He's like, I gotta get these guys apart. I'm like, yeah, you should get them apart because this is getting real. And you guys been on that, and Bateman's been on like a few things of that, and Roca and a couple of other guys, Inman for one, Mance, and a couple other things, and where people just like I said, it boils over from nobody likes to lose, but also nobody likes to be insulted when they're losing
and embarrassed.
Now I think the game's right, and embarrassed. And I mean, just destroyed it. I mean, we were destroying people, and they just weren't ready for something like that. But if you're not now, the game I think is evened out properly. People, I mean, some people probably don't still like each other, but no one's really going after each other on a realm where after the match ends, there's fighting in the back and all this other stuff. Like even the Merle match with you, I don't think he was ready for what you were delivering to him.
Yeah,
you won. That was just, I mean, that was complete lunacy. And it wasn't bad. I mean, look, if I beat Merle, I would have been. It's just as crazy as, I mean, the guy's the best player that ever played the game. But it's like he wasn't ready for what you were doing.
I think now in the league, if you were to be offended by a heel character that you play against, unless they go after something,
you should not be in the league.
Yeah, unless they go after something personal that's below the belt, because that's still one thing that Ben and I never did. Like we never went after your job, we never went after your family, we never went after your kids, like never did things like that.
Never went after your person.
If you're
got to do it that way.
Then you need to be out of the league because it's like you just don't need to be here. And so I actually want to acknowledge something here in the chat because Ryan Kramer is talking about something, and I think it's important because even when Ben was saying it, I was thinking in my mind, like, you fire your teammate. So what's interesting about Inman's moment, because there's different moments. I don't know if everyone on the screen has said I don't know, but I know I've said I don't know before, and I'm actually pretty sure I know. I think everyone on the screen has said I don't know before.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
probably now. Yeah.
And the thing is that Jason's I don't know is a 15 seconds, 13 seconds of thinking and 2 seconds of I don't know. Mm-hmm. Right? Whereas like Andreyko in this instance that Ryan is talking about was probably more like 14 and a half seconds of thinking and a half second of I don't know. Mm-hmm. Because there's moments where for sure where you're trying to sit there and you're breaking it down, you don't want to use your JTE. Maybe you only got one left, or you don't think this is a good enough question to use your JTE on. 5, 4, 3. You're like, oh my God, okay, hold on. What year is it? Oh my God, 2, 1. I don't know.
Right.
Guys, and have you been there with it just absolutely?
It's just gone.
Not even a single name.
Not even a name comes in your head. You're like, it's 2006. Who's popular? Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley. It doesn't matter.
Ted Turner. What?
Here's the thing: is it happens. It does happen, but there's moments where you see there's people that push the limit of how long they should be thinking about the answer before they go to either a JTE or just saying any random name. Or there's people that go, I can't get there. Fuck this. Don't know. And there's a difference. And I think you can tell the difference as a teammate.
Because there's three pieces. There's three pieces to that moment, right? So the base piece is no matter what, you will never be penalized for wagering a guess. Ever, 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 ever. So you can't lose anything by saying something. You could say Mickey Mouse. It wouldn't matter. If you say something there as your guess, it's still better than nothing. Because there's a chance that your brain is just not firing that day, and the thing you say happens to be right. Even if it's a 0.00001% chance, there's still a chance, right? So that's part one. The second part of it is like, okay, it's Kelly Marie Tran who plays Rose Tico in The Last Jedi. That's the question. That's Draco's question. So he's thinking to himself, I can see her face. I know she's not an actress that has another credit. I don't know the name. I just don't know who that is. I know that it's not Kate Winslet. I know that it's not, fucking Lucy Liu. I know that
he also knows whatever answer he says is going to be wrong. That's the other part of it, because you know so much about what you know and what you don't know. Is if Mark in his mind hears Kelly Marie Tran, he just go, oh my God, that's it. Yeah. But if he doesn't hear that or see that in his brain, he just knows the answer is wrong because he knows enough about movies. He knows enough about actresses that are popular right now. That's also another reason why I've said I don't know in the past, is because like I know even my BS like Hail Mary answer isn't right, because I know if I say the right answer, I'll know it. Well, and I know that's like a weird thing, but it's real.
And the third and fourth piece of it is, so number one, You think that it's a round 2 question where your opponent could steal. If you say your guess and it's close but it's wrong, it's going to tip them off to the right answer. That's one, which sometimes you don't want to do. And that's one time where an I don't know is actually valid. And then the second piece of that is in round 1, when you say I don't have it, and you actually have written something down, but you choose to not show.
That's different. Yeah,
which I do a lot of because
I always enjoy that.
Yeah, you don't want to show them how wrong you were.
The only reason you would ever show what you wrote down is to show the audience and prove to yourself from a pride basis, like, oh well, I wagered something that was pretty close. But like, fuck that, because like all that's
I never like
Mm-hmm.
to show people what I write on my board if it's wrong.
Oh, I do. I like to laugh at myself.
Nice.
I don't want them
Like,
to know.
look at what I wrote.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to get to some super chats because I know some are building up, and I
gotta go eat dinner
I have
soon.
not been doing them. Fairs, Fars,
Ferris,
Ferris, Gucci, Patriots, or Who's the Boss? And don't lie.
Look, I mean,
that's a good one.
No, it's a great one.
Don't lie, man. It's cool.
Mouth, Drew.
I mean,
don't lie.
The thing is, you got to go. I mean, look, the Patriots have been champions before. They set precedent in the league for team. They basically made the team division. They were ahead. Me, him, and JT and Snyder. When we were the Lions Den, were the first faction for real that made stuff happen. No offense to these great gentlemen above me on the screen, but the stuff that was going on with the Patriots at that time really built the league. So to break it down to like a purified morsel, you got to go with the Patriots because it really kind of
purified morsel. I can get behind.
Yeah, purified. You got to get to a point where it's like those guys. They made the league what it was at that point. They built it and as a team. They built a team division, and they built shit talking and cockiness, and that's what the Lions Den was about. So just on that kind of with a leg. I don't think Ben agrees. You go with the Patriots. Now,
Jake Gagavetta says, "Holy Mother of Jessica, this is great."
I don't think I don't think the Patriots can hold a candle to these guys. But that was a long, long time ago.
What is happening right now?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Right,
he's closing his camera.
I'm closing my Logitech, whatever the hell it is.
But
listen, fair. It was you wanted to be. You had to be honest. It's an honest answer. I can look at it. That Who's the Boss has got some work to do, and that's fine because we got some matches ahead of us. It's good to talk about this now when you're coming off of a nice win. Also having the scoring record for teams right now. So we can talk about this, Gooch.
We got another question for you. John Mariano says, Gucci, if you had to, would you trade Bateman for Ghai? Let's settle this. I'll be back. I have to go stir my pot. Cheers.
Jesus. Dropping a freaking grenade in here, Mariano.
Not for anything. Bateman, I think, like I said before, is either the top 2-3 best players in the game, no questions asked, and he is a joy to manage. I can't
wait till the teams come back. Jesus
Christ. A joy to manage. And like I said, when this comes back, no offense to Andrew, who's a great guy. I think we'd work together fantastically, but knowledge wise and just the way I work with Ben for the last year and a half, we just work really well together, and that just wouldn't happen. Diplomatically, no way. But I mean, Ghai, do I want him on my team? Absolutely.
I respect that. Knowledge-wise, there's only one person that's actually played the best and beaten the best. So I get that. You can't handle real talent, and you can only handle people that can't really hold the candle to
You're all right. Haskell 420 says Ghai in his aquarium equals win a goldfish here.
It's good aquarium.
What I miss? More slander from Gucci, just talking about how much better the fucking hag Patriots are than us.
You got it. Sex Edge says Mark and Ben.
This is why I love this is why my partner is. This is why my partner is my partner.
Right.
Mark and Ben will both get it. You're damn right.
Of course they will. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
If that is your real name.
Wedge for the win.
Is that from Burn After Reading? Okay, I gotta.
I feel like this is his real name.
Anthony Nugent. What a fantastic show. Much love to Miss Movies, Mark and Ben. Gucci, you're an enigma for sure. Ghai, I see you there, traitor.
Anthony, you're the only person in the whole world that calls me a traitor, and it's disgusting. Disgusting, but I appreciate you, and I hope you're doing well.
I really appreciate your honesty, man. It's important.
What is he? Is he fishing in that picture, Anthony Nugent?
Jen has a question for you.
Is he Ted's brother?
Ted's brother.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
So, Guy, Jen is asking, do you think
that's a good question?
Oh,
yeah, no, I can read, Ben, and I saw in the chat earlier, and I'll be honest, of course I could, because of course I could.
Was he going to say no?
I mean, what I'm going to say no. I mean, I TKO'd. I didn't even answer a question in the third round against Dan last time. So maybe I just hope he'd be good enough to bring me to the third round. I'd love to answer my 2-point question. That's all.
AJ Lancaster, thoughts on R&B using strategic I don't know in NYC? I don't remember that moment.
Yeah. So
first of all,
it was actually
nothing strategic in his life.
No, this was actually a real moment. This was actually a shockingly real moment where R&B and I talked about it, and he decided that he would not go to multiple choice or even submit an answer on a Nolan category in round 2 because he knew that Nolan was one of my strengths. Even though I shit the bed on Nolan in New York, it was still actually. He was like, I remember you telling me or something, because he was my manager, so we talked about stuff.
This is a good point.
And R&B is not an idiot. Like he acts like one, but he's not he's not an idiot. So I think in that moment we talked after the match, and he told me all the things he didn't do, but he was like, yeah, in that moment I was just like, I can't give you. He's like, if I said the answer, which I had no idea what it was, I could have gotten lucky, but if not, then like. You would have known that wasn't it, and I already knew that was one of your strengths.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but I mean, you got to check down if you're going to get it, and you only go 1 point instead of 2.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, he did check down. He checked down to. I think he checked down to. No. He didn't check down because the question was absurd. The question was, what was the name of the boat in Dunkirk? If he checks down, then maybe. Yeah, that was the other part of it. He told me he's like
Flying Wasp.
He's like,
no, that's not it.
He goes, if I would have heard the name of it, I would have still never known. He goes, I bet you if you did, you would have. And I honestly I don't know if I would have. That was a tough question.
That is hard.
Really hard question.
Danny says, hi, Brian. C2A is hosting a fundraiser for this Sunday for Barbarian's wife after the Action Guys show. Thank you for doing that call to action. That's awesome.
I think Jessica's going to stop by for that. I think she is. So also a big shout out to her for helping support that. Yeah, and I think Ben and I are going to stop by for it as well.
Yeah, 7 p.m. on Call to Action's channel, which, by the way, guys, I think a lot of you guys know this already, but Drew and I just to be clear, like we obviously are very proud to have inspired the name, but that's their channel. They work really hard on it. They do a great job.
They do
a really good job on it.
They're fantastic over there.
Other than the Action name, there's nothing that we do with that channel other than just like
we are not affiliated.
It's just not ours. I mean,
I know,
we're affiliated because it's our people. It's just like I don't want anybody thinking that that's like somehow something that Drew and I roll up our sleeves and make happen.
Yeah,
like,
no,
that is that crew. They kick ass.
Yeah, I got behind them once I found out Andrew wasn't a part of it. So
yeah, that was it.
That's good. I'll be on Mark's show actually next week on Thursday. I'll be on Reilly's Cantina. So
nice.
Yeah. Guys coming on my show. Anyway, check out that later. Whatever.
Anthony Nugent says, Gucci, bit worried. Do you think a shotgun looks like a fishing rod? How do you go fishing?
I was just trying to protect you from the internet, Anthony. I mean, shotguns on camera on here.
Oh, you're talking about his profile picture.
Yeah.
You thought that was a fishing rod?
No, I knew it was a shotgun, but I didn't want to say it.
I would never think that.
Yeah, Wiley Henry says best year for action movies, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s.
No questions.
Gucci's going to say 80s. Ben and I are going to say 90s. Riley,
no way. I'm going to go to
90s 70s. Has cliffhanger.
The old guy is thinking.
I'm going to say 70s.
You say 70s, Gooch?
French Connection, The Towering Inferno, Silent Adventure.
I'm literally falling asleep just hearing those names.
I'm kidding. The 80s.
It's the 80s.
I knew you were both going to say the
80s. They built the genre for you guys.
The 80s. Die Hard. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Any Rambo movie?
Terminator.
Rambo,
Aliens.
Commando. Terminator. Aliens.
Great movies.
What was in the 90s? Lethal Weapon 4?
Have you said cliffhanger?
How many franchises are still being remade from the 80s? Action. Die Hard. Terminator. Oh my God!
The 90s is better. Period.
I mean, even Brienne said the 90s because Brienne loves cliffhanger, so that's 3-2, and you guys.
Where are those sequels?
What sequels?
Cliffhanger.
It doesn't need a sequel. It's
And
a film.
Armageddon.
You
This
think
is what
those
I'm
are good
talking about.
sequels?
Those movies that came out in the 80s, your Terminators, your Raiders of the Lost Ark, your Die Hards, those
They're the
created
best.
franchises.
What about Predator
Iconography,
2 and
things
Lethal
that have
Weapon 3
with
and
us,
Die
they're
Hard
still
2?
They're still trying to create the formula from the 80s in these
Quality
action
over
movies.
No,
quantity.
Riley, listen. Speed, Point Break, Con
trying to
Air,
do that.
Face Off, The
Hey,
Rock.
listen,
like
an argument can be made for the 90s. I would go 80s, 90s any day of the week.
Today.
Absolutely.
Under
Post
Siege 2, Dark
103.5.
Territory.
Oh yeah, Under Siege too.
Under
A
Siege
forgotten
one.
Yeah, but you
gem.
got early Seagal in the 80s, like Above the Law and Out for Justice and things like that.
Actually,
Yeah.
this is
You had
fine.
so many
Sudden Death?
subgenres of it, like your Jean-Claude Van Damme's and
You two might be the only people who think the 90s action movies are
Okay.
better than the 80s. There's no-
Gucci and Riley, I got just because I feel like you guys will enjoy this, and I know we got to get out of here. Drew, you got to eat dinner.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
A quick
Yeah.
story.
I gotta put my kids to bed.
A quick story because like this is too good. So last Sunday, Drew and I had the privilege of having Matt Iceman on the Action Guys. He came
Oh, yeah.
on,
Nice.
That's awesome.
and he's just the best. And
Yeah.
Iceman won the new Celebrity Apprentice, right? He was under Schwarzenegger and he won the whole thing. So he comes on and he
Right.
starts talking about like basically his favorite movies. And he's like, when I was a kid, I had 2 posters on my wall. One was Terminator, one was Predator. And he was like, so when I worked with Schwarzenegger, he was like, it was a fucking dream come true. I mean, you should listen to the stories this guy was telling. He was like, Schwarzenegger was just a legend. And now like
Yeah.
they're friends. I mean, seriously, it was like the most enjoyable person who knows Schwarzenegger interview stories time I've ever heard in
I
my
love
whole
that.
life.
I
It was
love that.
so
he also
good.
he said when he first met him, he did the get to the chopper, and then Arnold just looked at him
Of course.
and didn't smile, didn't say anything, and just walked away. And he was like, "Fuck! I just ruined it with my idol."
Yeah, because
Like,
he hasn't heard that before.
yeah, exactly. It was great.
And
It was great.
Schwarzenegger's like, I make him sweat right now. Make him
Yeah.
sweat a minute.
That's crazy style.
Yeah.
It was amazing. If you guys have not listened, I would recommend his Schwarzenegger stories are the best I've ever heard.
I will
I will
for sure.
check that out.
We got nothing else to do.
Speaking of checking things out, why don't we close this out and you guys can tell me where we can find all of you, all the places, everywhere. Fine goods are sold.
I'll start, I guess.
Yeah, you do that.
Well, first of all, it's good to see everybody happy and healthy. That's always the main thing.
Happy is
see you, man.
subjective.
Yeah. Maybe I could give off some of my aura. I was going to put that out in this.
Please
6G.
don't.
I'm coming in 6G. So,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
the aura I'm going to give off when people are around me. It's therapeutic. But anyway, at Bob Finstock,
6 feet.
obviously, at Little Bobby and Juice on the Instagram. I got a couple of really good things that we're going to announce, some really interesting stuff that we're going to be doing Sunday on the Finstock Exchange podcast. That's going to involve me and a lot of other cool things we're going to do. Start capitalizing on what I think I can do on the internet forum. So I think you could draw a conclusion of what's going to happen there.
Is that someone
you
else's
just
show or is that your show? Do you run that?
No, that's the same thing. No, they run it, but we're
Okay.
going to do some interesting things here where, trust me, the internet's going to get a lot more interesting.
My
For
favorite
sure.
is draw a conclusion on what
Yeah,
we're doing
draw-
on the internet here.
Yeah,
We're
My
drawing.
favorite. That's
We're
the
drawing.
log line. That's on
Yeah,
the
'cause we're going to
poster
use a
right
pen
there.
on this. But anyway, good to see you guys. Always a pleasure. Let's get back to kicking ass when hopefully this
Seriously.
pandemic ends. Get it right. Start making money. Start winning belts. Start winning championships. Doing live shows. Drinking at places that we don't know, that we've never been before, and then
Right.
take it from there.
Yeah,
I
guy.
mean, you guys got to do all the heavy
Yeah,
lifting. I just
Guy.
have to ask questions at the desk. So
Trust me, I could do a lot of heavy lifting.
I feel
I'm
so
sure
thankful.
you can.
I'm going
I
to go
feel
get a
so-
veggie plate.
I know. Me too.
Amazing.
Me too.
Amazing.
Jim's gonna
Adios.
deliver one contactless.
Good man.
I feel so
Yeah.
thankful that Gucci actually showed up.
Oh, he just
yeah.
left. Okay.
Oh, he's
Well,
out.
see ya.
His peace out.
he didn't want to be
That's
around.
how he says goodbye.
It's like
you
Santa
guys can-
Claus. He
you
eats the
guys can find
cookies,
me,
leaves presents, and
You guys can find me on Reilly's show next Thursday at 6:00. I mean, that's really
Nice.
it. That's the only thing I got going on in my life these days is just coming on Canteen after he said he didn't want me on his shows.
it worked. This worked out perfectly.
It did. It did. Just go follow me on Twitter at Andrew Ghai and go follow Action Industries on YouTube. And also, I got my own channel, but it's more of a gaming channel. So if that's what you're into, if
Yeah.
you like Clash Royale, if you like Valorant, if you like Riot Games, youtube.com/AndrewGuyYT. But you guys can find me there. And yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing that No, I'm just joking. I won't do that.
Oh, bye. I just end the show on my own.
Well played, sir.
Mark Reilly.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, yeah, sure. You can find me at my mother's house at patreon.com
in Orange County.
The Reilly Roundtable. Just put in Reilly Roundtable in Google. You'll find my YouTube and my Patreon. Doing fun stuff there. I appreciate being on here, hanging out with my friends. Good to see you guys, seeing everybody in the chat who I know and love and interact with quite a bit. It's good to be here. Everybody staying safe. God bless America.
God bless it.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. That was fun.
It's been fun to get to hang out with like my friends. To actually,
I miss you guys.
I mean, like, it's like, I miss it. I really miss just like laughing.
Exactly.
But we've got the channel Drew mentioned, Action Industries. We've been doing it for 5 years now. I mean, really, Action Industries for about a year, and so you can go check that out. We've got the greatest movie ever made tomorrow. We've got our new show, or our show, the Action Guys on Sunday with Greg and John from the Real Rejects, which is really fun. We're looking forward to that.
Nice.
New show next week called The General Debate, and then this last week, I'm just wrapping up this new launch of a new channel called the Nerds and Suits. It's youtube.com/Nerds and Suits. Doing like one-on-one interviews, and then like this series called Song from the Scene, where I take like great songs and great movie scenes and I cover the song and talk to you guys about why the scene is so good. And that all launched, so go check it out. I've been really thankful for the great support there. That's kind of what I'm doing, so I'll sign off and just thank everybody for the support. To point,
I do gotta say, like, you make a great point. Thanks, Brianne, for this, because like I was feeling medium about it earlier because something happened with my stream setup. I almost canceled. And like, I'm really glad that I didn't, because it was really nice to just hang out with everyone. It was like such a refreshing.
I'm glad you didn't either.
Yeah, it was. It's the whole stream setup in my place here. It's tough. The piano actually, it really throws off the feng shui when I have the camera.
I was gonna say, dude, I think you need a fountain by your door to hook up your sway.
This place is just so small.
It really is. Yeah,
it's very calming experience to have the piano there.
Yeah, needs a Die Hard poster in there for sure. So that's one. And two,
you need to join Ben on his streams. You play the piano. He can play the guitar.
This is true.
Yes. That would be nice.
God,
that's so sad in real life.
I'm a fraud.
Now, Ben, how long does it take you to learn a new song? Or are you doing a lot of songs you already know?
Like to like learn it or like to be able to perform it is different. Learning it, so I can like kind of generally do it is like, maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then to actually perform it is like days and days. Like the first one I put up was Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper from Romeo and Michelle. And like, I sat down and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I love playing live music. This is going to be so much fun. And then like 6 hours later, after just like repeatedly fucking it up, I was like, I hate doing this so much. I hate trying to get like a clean take. Your voice is getting tired. But like, finally I got one that was usable. It's just because one bad note, one fucked up chord ruins the whole thing. So
I know.
Music is impossible.
I've been learning that many times over.
You've been playing a lot of guitar lately, Brian.
I've been playing a lot. I've been sending a lot of terrible videos to my guitar instructor. I'm like, I'm very sorry.
I need to bring out my keyboard and start playing the piano and keyboards again. So
all interpretive dance. I know this is self-indulgent, but you got to look at the chat here. Mike goes, "Wow, is that Drew's pad?" Cash
oh yeah, that was my favorite too, guy.
and then he goes, Drew's place is off the hook, and he goes,
incredible.
Buzzkill. I've never felt like more of a loser indirectly by someone being that excited about something that wasn't real. Well, oh God, I love you guys.
We got your new Twitter picture at least, so that's something.
This is it. This is it here. My LinkedIn.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Instagram, Miss_movies. I don't do Twitter anymore, so I'm not there. But thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you will come back next week. And unlike Mean Girls, you can sit with us. We will see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.